Give me a Key West address. Give me a Key West address.
Now we're live.
Now we're live. I think we've been alive.
I'm glad somebody reminded me, perfectly honest.
Welcome to the second episode of Key West, Where the Weird GoPro.
They kept us another week.
I know. Sunset with Watson and Culver.
It's nice to meet you both.
We're happy to be here, and happy guys subscribe. So thank all the subscribers, and keep subscribing.
Yes, Michele, who is our producer girl, and she's trapped in Chicago, she said that we have 40 subscribers.
Which Mark and I, Watson and I know.
I don't know what that means, but I know.
All right, cool.
I know she was really excited when she told us, so that's a great thing. So keep subscribing if that's what you do, and share with us. And we're just here to have a good time. We're bringing Key West to you while you're wherever you are.
We're not a political bunch.
Not at all. Not at all.
Well, we are in our own lives.
In our own lives, we are, but not for this 30 minutes of the day.
No.
We are not. But we are kind of thrilled, and we're going to bring her out a little bit later.
Yeah.
Beyond thrilled. A very, very dear friend of mine who I knew or have known for a very long time, long before she ever decided to go into politics, is with us, and she's our guest. She is the current mayor of Key West. Her name is Teri Johnston, and she's going to be on in a little bit, and we're super thrilled.
So we got a lot of feedback last week about there wasn't enough banter between Mark and I.
So you better be careful what you wish for, because you're just about ready to get it. There's going to be more banter.
Add that lime to your vodka.
Exactly. Go ahead and take this opportunity to order another drink, because it's only going downhill from here.
Oh, no question.
So banter away.
What do you want? Give me a subject.
Okay. We were talking about crazy stories, and you and I have been in the bar industry, service industry, restaurant industry, hospitality, even, for a very long time. And a lot of you, if you come down here, if you live down here, you'll notice a lot of scooters.
Yes.
Scooters are rented. What people don't understand is for the price of that scooter, you can buy a really nice car. And the reason I know that, the best scooter story that I ever heard was there was this lady that was sitting at my bar, and I was telling the people that yes, they take your credit card. They're very, very serious about that. And the lady said, yeah, I just finished paying mine off. And I was like, what's that about? And they were staying down here, and you can't see, but if you're familiar with Higgs, right over there is White Street Pier. It's beautiful, it's lovely, we love it. And these people were down, there were 10 scooters, and they got to where White Street Pier is, and 9 scooters turned right, and 1 scooter turned left. And she thought she was going down a street because she saw the lights, and then all of a sudden, next thing she knows, she's in the water. And I'm not making this up at all, because I'm not that creative. And she finally gets herself
but okay.
And all she sees is the tail light going down into the water, and she's underwater. She somehow miraculously makes it back onto the pier. She said she looked like raw hamburger meat, and she's covered in seagrass. And she makes her way to the end of the pier. Somebody did a head count, and they realized they were missing someone. So someone turned around and came back. So they were leaving the next day. They went to turn in their scooters, and instead of 10 scooters, there were just 9 scooters. Stop me when you've heard it. No, seriously, it's a true story. And the lady said, well, mine went in the water at the end of the pier, but it hasn't been that long, so if you run ching, and it was it took her 4 years to pay it off. So they're dead serious about that.
They're very serious about that.
They very are.
And scooters, everybody comes down here and they think, all right, this is so much fun.
Yeah.
Brum, 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 brum.
Yep.
Ding, 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 ding. And I used to throw candy at the people that would honk in front of Mango's, because I couldn't take it anymore.
It's a road. It's a road, and you're on it. And I imagine you have roads back where you are. I would think. One would think. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't leave the island very often, but last time I did, there were roads. I remember it very distinctly. They take you places, and
it goes places.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they don't pay attention.
No.
So thank God she didn't, really hurt herself.
No, not really. I mean, but the other one I remember, there's another scooter.
She didn't have to shave her legs for a few months.
No, she couldn't. Yeah, no. I love the whole hamburger meat covered in seagrass imagery that she gave, because that pretty much sums
it up. She wasn't shaving for a while.
There also used to be, when I worked a booth years ago down at the very end of Duval in the 100, like there, right near Hog's Breath.
Right.
Remember that Christmas store that used to be there?
Oh, yes.
There was a Christmas store that was there, and it was year-round. And I remember there were two people that were, lost control of the scooter, and they went into the Christmas store.
Oh, yeah.
And all you heard were screams and crashes and all this stuff. And
all right, I don't want to talk about crashes anymore.
No.
Because, knock on wood, we have enough bad news.
We have enough, yep.
I want to thank James Slater for allowing us to use the Key West Address song. And I have a story about that.
Oh, please, we're bantering.
He's one of the top songwriters in the world. He's number 10 with Kenny Chesney. He's number 3 with Keith Urban. And we've been friends for a long time. So when the songwriters, thanks to Charlie Bauer, started, I drove him around. Mm-hmm. And he wrote this song, Key West Address, and he said it's based on driving around with you.
There's been some movies based about driving around with you. I can't imagine.
There's
you transcend art when it comes to driving around with you. You can take any venue. You really can.
Driving, we know, is not one of my stronger suits.
No.
It's not one of my superpowers.
No, I don't even own a car, so I stand in awe of anyone who can drive around.
And I use my car very,
to come here.
So if you listen to the words of Key West Address, when James did this, and he was so kind to give it to our show, it's monkeys on acid. Everybody everybody's a drunk. We just take turns.
This is true. You never have to go home guilty, because the next night somebody's going to be a lot worse than you. Right?
I remember one morning a girlfriend called me and said, I don't know where I'm at. And it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. I said, is this a rhetorical question? Or
philosophically or physically, do you not know where you are?
Like, where are we going with this?
Exactly. I've gotten one of those phone calls where they're like, guess where I am? I'm like, it is 6 in the morning. I am in no mood for games. If bail money is needed to get together, I need to have coffee.
Hospital.
Exactly.
What are we doing?
You're talking so we can check off morgue, basically.
So she told me this story. So she said, I don't know where I am. And so I asked rhetorical, and I was in one of my non-drinking moods. So I said, well, look out the window. It's Key West. I mean, and you've lived here for a lot of time. I said, I'll come and pick you up. That's no big deal. So I pick her up and I said, what's the drill? And she said, I'm 60, I'm horny, so I go down to Sloppy Joe's at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and
that's
pick
what
up
you do.
The last guy that didn't get picked up out of the bachelor party. She doesn't like to sleep with over 35-year-olds. I was like, oh my God!
What a great story.
No, but you're not even. What do you call it when an older woman goes after?
A cougar.
A cougar. I said, you're a saber.
Why do I know that and you don't? I don't understand.
I'm like, you're a saber, man. And I said, I'll pick you up, and I dropped you off. I said, I got nothing for you right now.
It's all about a great story. That's all it is. Well, how are we doing on time? 1 minute. We have
all right, let's bring her on.
Let's bring her on.
Down on the corner of Angela and Duval, there are hustlers and buccaneers. The sound of music is in the air from the street side balladeers. Calypso poets pay their rent, so be generous with the oak tip jar. While up the road, millionaires buy up homes with 10 by 12 foot yards. Me, I keep things simple, I don't make a ripple. Give me a Key West address, a tattooed waitress, and a fish that's bigger than the hole in my net. A good bottle of rum, a fine Cuban cigar. Life will take care of the rest. Give me a Key West address. Give me a Key West address. There goes Captain Outrageous and the Mango Doctor, Blowfish Ed and Surfer Jeff. We feed our families with the bounty of the sea. It don't get better than that. And we don't have a town drunk. We all take turns. The back room at the 801, the chicken store, and the scrub club is where we live and learn. Give me a Key West address, a tattooed waitress, and a fish that's bigger than the hole in my net. A good bottle of rum, a fine Cuban cigar. Life will take care of the rest. Give me a Key West address. Give me a Key West address. Everybody shares the sunshine, rich or poor, young or old. Everybody wants a good time. That's what we're all looking for. Oh yeah, uh-huh. And now we dance, baby. Oh yeah. Cuba's 90 miles away. Cuba's 90 miles away. Havana. Cuba's 90 miles away. Cuba's 90 miles away. Give me a Key West address, a tattooed waitress, and a fish that's bigger than the hole in my net. A good bottle of rum, a fine Cuban cigar. Life will take care of the rest. Give me a Key West address. Give me a Key West address. Give me a Key West address. Life will take care of the rest. See you down on Duval, baby. They're selling t-shirts and cigars. Beans and rice. Fresh grouper on the grill. Mahi. And the girls are dancing on the streets. And they're scootering around. Bicycles, sunshine, beauties, little sexies, rum, margaritas, turistas, perdida. That means I'm lost, baby. Where else can you be lost but Key West? Street side balladeers, hustlers and buccaneers, and the girls are dancing on the streets, and they're scootering around. Bicycles, sunshine, beauties, little sexies, rum, margaritas, turistas, perdida. That means I'm lost, baby. Where else can you be lost but Key West? Streetside balladeers.
Guys, we're back. Key
We're
West
back.
WhereTheWeirdGoPro, Sunset with Watson and Culver. And we have a very, very special guest to introduce.
This is one of my longtime friends. We've known, and you just said I was one of the first people that I was one of the first people. Look at her now. She met me, and look at her now. This, ladies and gentlemen, is our current mayor of Key West, Florida. Please welcome to our show and to our madness. This is Teri Johnston.
Thank you, Mark.
You are
thank
so
you, Amy.
welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
so welcome.
What a fun format.
Yeah, well, I know. This is
Yeah.
just crazy, right?
We are now talking about politics.
That's
okay?
it. Not at all. Not at all. She's thrilled.
At this point, if I hear the C word again, and I used to think it was another word.
Until you got it.
Until I got it. And I could have been both. I'm not really quite sure on that one.
Yeah, so no politics, no C word. We're just here to have fun. And in the spirit of fun, Teri, we have known each other a while.
Yep.
So we're just going to break the ice. What's your favorite curse word?
Oh, I think shit.
Shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
fuck kind of guy
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
Amy, how about you?
Yeah.
Totally fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
fuck.
Because I go fucking fuck.
Well, and the thing is like when we started getting this format together to do the show, I said, we can curse on this show, right? Because
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't commit to 30
I'm a
minutes and
sailor.
not have. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but they change as you age, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Your cuss words mature as you age, and your environment changes. So you got to be flexible with your
I'm
cuss
still
words.
on
You
the
have to.
fucking fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've never matured. That's a problem.
Well,
See?
that
There you
could
go.
be an issue.
I think that probably is.
Psychological thing.
That probably is. All right, Amy.
So we have a couple questions for
Okay.
you. Because, you know, I've known
Yeah.
you for a long time,
Yep.
and I've worked
Yep.
with you on a couple of projects, and
Yeah.
I love and adore you.
Thank
This is not a political thing.
No.
Okay.
What's your favorite shoes?
Shoes?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, flip-flops were
Okay.
and are really my go-to
Okay.
shoe. They really
Okay.
are.
What's your favorite rock band?
Rock band. Well, I'm a Motown. I'm a
Okay.
Motown kind of girl. So, you know, I've always been Aretha Franklin. You know, just all of Motown. It's just
Me too.
I
That's
like
what
that
I
music.
grew up on.
I know.
We called
I
it
know.
beach music in North Carolina, but it's basically like the same
Yeah,
kind of
that's
thing.
all we had at La Di Da on, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
On
and I
Sunday,
love that stuff.
it's a great dance music, and I'm a Motown girl.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
Now,
So, what
all
are
right.
your questions?
Okay. So we were talking, and I
We
thought,
look
okay, what's...
very Stephen Colbert right now.
Yeah, we're very Stephen Colbert. That's the only thing. Cards are the only thing making us Stephen Colbert right now.
Michelle is killing herself right now.
So, yo, I know.
Chicago.
So,
Yeah.
I know you moved here from, well, you are from Iowa.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
you moved here from Chicago. Tell us about your life in Chicago before you got down here.
Well, I came from a town of 900 people in Conrad, Iowa, and my first job out of college was with a company that manufactured and marketed medical supplies for the healthcare industry. So I moved to Chicago. I was transferred there, and I worked in a great corporation. It was a family-owned business, even though it was a Fortune 3000 company. It was a family-owned business. They promoted from within. It was a terrific atmosphere. So I worked at the American Dental Association building on Chicago and Michigan Avenue.
Okay.
For
all of us Chicago
number of
people
years.
out there watching, you might know where that is.
Yeah,
Michelle?
it's a great
Michelle.
area. It's right on the Magnificent Mile, and it's just a terrific building. And we had a whole pack of very young executives that were moving up the ladder. So we had great fun. We worked hard. We had great careers, and we enjoyed Chicago immensely.
Well, now, what made you come down here?
Well, actually, Dar and I were trying to retire.
And Dar is your...
Dar is my partner of 36 years.
There you go.
Yeah.
And they've got kids, grandkids.
We've got 2 daughters, 4 granddaughters, 2 wonderful son-in-laws that put up with all of this female, inhabitants. Yeah, yeah. So we came down to Key West in the late '90s, and we actually came down in a 38-foot RV because
Wow.
we were trying to decide where we wanted to retire. So we knew we wanted to come to Florida, and then we'd go to California and try and see what that was about. But we fell in love with Key West.
And how could you not?
It was a completely different atmosphere, a completely different vibe, a completely different feeling than anywhere else we'd ever been. And Dar and I have traveled internationally a lot, but Key West has really something special that you still can't put your arms around, but you know when you've got it, and you know when it's gone.
Yep, and it still is even after. I've been here 20 some years, and it still is. I've traveled a lot too. It's the same for me. Amy, you're on.
I've been through numerous countries, well over 120. But I've been based out of here for 30 years, and Key West is a blanket to me. And this is the way I describe it. You know, you come sliding into home base, and the blanket's there. You have your friends. You know your surroundings.
Yep.
And you're safe.
Yep. I feel the same way.
Yep, you were so
Exactly the
safe
same way.
and accepted,
accepted, and you know, sure, bitch at me anytime you want, and I'll bitch back at you when I get stronger.
And then we'll forget about it by the time.
And then we'll forget about it by noon.
Yeah, exactly, because something else will get caught in our cross. So that's the way it always is.
But don't let anybody else come in from the outside and bitch at us. Because that right there is a faux pas above all faux pas.
No,
right?
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely.
No, you don't touch my family.
Okay, now, let's see. All right, I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do this one first because this is just silly. Who is your senior prom date, and do you still talk to them?
My senior prom date was Teri Markowitz, a great basketball player, played baseball, football, a great guy. Awesome. And I have not been back to a class reunion, I don't think, ever. So, ever.
Wait a minute, ever.
The last time I went back, the last time really I saw a lot of my classmates, my father had bought the only bar in Conrad, and it was right before the bicentennial. So a little town of 900 suddenly had 5,000 people in it.
Oh, geez.
So I have 3 sisters who were all bartenders. I mean, we were recruited to be bartenders, and we worked that bar from 7 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock at night. There would be a knock on the door. We would be cleaning out urinals, and there'd be a knock on the door. And here were, you know, some organization that needed a drink at 7 o'clock in the morning. So Dad, being the entrepreneur and not having to do any of the work, of course, opened up the door and left us to fend for ourselves serving. So that was really the last time that I was back and got to see all my classmates.
Okay. And I got to tell you, back me up on this because, I was going to say.
What color was your prom dress?
Oh, it was blue. It was,
like
it was
light blue.
It was light blue, and it was a satin, and it was, you know, I was an athlete, so I looked about as good in that prom dress as.
Great
Just,
segue, because that's how you met Dar.
Yeah, it is.
That's how they met.
Yep.
I remember that too on the baseball team.
Yep, we were playing softball.
Yep.
And
it's an old-fashioned lesbian love story.
It really is. Yeah, that's how you meet.
Yep, that's
you meet on the
exactly
softball diamond.
That's it.
That should be.
Yeah.
Oh, my head just. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Rita Mae Brown should write that book. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Now I have. Okay. First of all, I'll do Mom first.
Okay.
Because you know my mom.
I miss her.
And she says hi, and she may be watching. So hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Her favorite. We'll dub out the curse words later. She wants to know because she knew you were from Chicago as well. She wants to know, what is your favorite thing to do in Key West, and what do you miss about Chicago?
Yeah. Actually, my favorite thing to do in Key West really is to hop on the conch train. And I know that sounds weird, but I send everybody that comes into Key West.
Did not see that one coming.
I did not see that one coming either.
I send everybody on the conch train, and I love to go on the conch train to hear the stories, because the stories change depending on the length of time that the driver has been there. So I remember when Doug Strip was a conch train driver.
Oh, God, yeah.
And we loaded up in...
Remember Rex Bumgarten?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Sexy Rexy.
Yep.
Sexy Rex?
Yep.
Keep going. I'll tell you a story about Rex. My favorite story.
But we piled in the back of there, and we may have had some cocktails before we got on the conch train.
Maybe.
But we gave him his most awful tour in the world, because he would say something, and we would raise our hand and say, "Excuse me, but I don't believe that that's correct." And we went through this entire ride. I don't think he talked to us for a month when we got off, because they had other patrons on there from other parts of the United States, and they would turn around and stare at us and say, "Why isn't that right?" Well, and then we would give them a whole different story.
Time out. That's not true.
But it was the most memorable conch ride I've had. But in Chicago, if you ever go to Chicago, take the architectural tour down the Chicago River. It is fabulous.
Oh, wow.
It is the most fun thing that you will ever do in the city of Chicago.
So that's like when you had guests come to visit, that would be one of the first things you would do is check that? Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
awesome.
Michelle's online with us, and she's right downtown, man.
Oh, she loved that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got a question?
No, I got a story.
Okay.
And I don't want to take up your time because...
let's hear it.
So Rex Bumgartner, he was a New Englander that wore Madras, gayer than Christmas, and he would drive a train. So one year, and he was a friend of mine. He's a friend of yours also.
Yeah.
So, and I shouldn't have mentioned his name, but anyways, he's dead, so it doesn't really matter. So he's got a trolley full of people, and he didn't get invited to an all-boys party.
I know this story.
You know this story,
I do.
right? And it was Christmas time, so the whole trolley is packed with all, going to look at all the the great, everything. And he says, oh no, and he was so debonair that he said, oh no, we're going to stop in this party.
And all these people.
And he got all the tourists into an all-day party.
It's the full tour. You're going to get to go see a full Key West party. And all these tourists come walking through. It's like one of my favorite stories out there.
No, I said, Rex, what were you thinking? He goes, what, you're going to fire me?
Exactly.
He's like, I'm 80.
It's a full tour. You get the full tour. We're doing the land and sea
But
excursion.
nobody ever didn't invite him again.
to a single party.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Smart. Smart.
So I didn't mean
Very
to interrupt you, but
No,
it's a very Rex Bumgarner
That's a
story.
Key West story. That is a Key West.
Okay, I have a very dear friend of mine. I call him my seeing eye Twink because he's keeping me out of readers. He always looks at the bill so that I know how much it is. And he also, anything that goes wrong with technology, I just hand it to him and I say, fix this. So when I told him that I was we both love this question.
This question is great.
My Twink is Cody, and he's great. And he asked this question when I told him. I say, what would you ask her? And he said, what have you done that you think or you're the only one who has?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you the thing that I know. That I am, well, I'm not the only one, but I was the first.
Okay.
I was the first.
We'll take that.
I was the first openly lesbian mayor in the state of Florida. And since then, there were
have been
women that
others.
were elected following me. But here's kind of a fun fact also, that if re-elected, I will be the first woman in the history of Key West politics to be re-elected as mayor of Key West.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And-
pretty
and-
snazzy.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's pretty snazzy.
Yeah.
That is. You got another one?
No. I think where are we on time right now? Are they telling me to wrap it up?
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
I need to do the George Murphy moment,
You
please.
absolutely do.
So George Murphy.
I'll get the book. I got the book.
So George Murphy, who was a local for about 35 years, if not longer,
Yeah.
one of my besties,
yeah.
and he passed.
Yeah.
So we've decided to dedicate just a minute or so to him,
Yeah.
because he was a raconteur, he was an author, he was an
Yeah.
actor, he was
Yeah.
a supporter. He was a pain in the ass sometimes. Okay?
No, well,
Yeah.
most of the
Well,
brilliant
aren't we
people
all?
are.
So
Yeah.
each week we're going to be supporting a local author
Yep.
for the George Murphy moment. And this week is The Key Lime Crime by Lucy Burdett, which just came out.
Yes.
It was because I just saw it on Facebook.
Yep. She sent me a copy of that today. It just came to
Yeah.
City Hall.
So it just
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah.
So we want to keep promoting the authors
Yeah.
and the buskers and
Yeah.
so this is
Yeah.
So we call it the George Murphy moment.
And I like that it matches your shirt, to be perfectly
Isn't that
honest
fun?
with you. Yeah, that is. And she thought about it. I love that.
I didn't do that on purpose.
I just
Because
noticed
no, I'm not that smart. Okay? Could barely get dressed. If I have pants on, I'm lucky.
Oh, that's awesome, though.
But George Murphy was so great to me and so great to many
Yeah.
of us around here, and he was one of my
Yeah.
buds.
Yep. Yep.
So he would really appreciate the fact that we're look up Lucy Burdett. This is her 10th, by the way. And you can go on QS.
It's the Island Books. They have it at Island
QS
Books.
Yep.
Island Books.
Yep.
On Fleming and Sue's and Paul who own it, whatever.
We'll go with that.
Sue's, we all worked together for many, many years, and these guys really deserve. And then next week we'll do Books on Books, and we're lucky to have 2 bookstores.
Oh yeah, we're very lucky.
So we're really lucky. So,
Yeah.
but promote your locals, stay local, go and buy. And this is her 10th book.
Yep.
God bless you, man.
Do you know how that book starts out? It starts out with a conch train ride looking at Christmas lights.
Yep.
And a murder. A murder.
I understand David Sloan.
Yes, yes.
Is part of
won't
the
spoil it.
problem.
Yeah, wait, he's
Like
always
David
part of the
Sloan
problem.
hasn't been part of the problem for anything.
All right.
This has been fun. Easy.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Yes.
Good.
great.
All right, that's-
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so
much.
You're welcome.
Give me a Key West address, a tattooed waitress, and a fish that's bigger than the hole in my net. A good bottle of rum, a fine Cuban cigar. Life will take care of the rest. Give me a Key West address. Give me a Key West address. Give me a Key West address. Life will take care of the rest.